Every man should have one watch they like and they wear every single day and puts a smile on their face to wear it. I wanted to make this video as kind of like a follow-up to the review of this watch, and I'm really grateful for everyone that gave me so much support for that video and all the new subscribers that have joined the channel. So I kind of wanted to go down more of a route about talking about watches, as it's something I really enjoy. So this kind of allowed me to pause and reflect on that video itself in terms of being able to pick a watch for you. I kind of thought back about, well, if I was to start again, or right now spend some money on, say, 5 new Seiko watches, and they're not all Seiko 5s, only 2 are Seiko 5s in this list, what exactly would that be and what would they look like? So I kind of want to explain my picks for you right now in terms of if you're kind of like wanting to get into watches. Now, first, as I kind of talked before in my other video, you want to understand your style. I dress in more of a, if you will, old money type of style. I wear stuff like this. I'm kind of more on the dressy side than casual for the most part. So kind of like a watch lends itself a lot to that. So kind of based on that, I guess my first pick is going to still be this watch, the Seiko SNK 41 or the SNK 355. Now they're both white dials because I really wear white dials really well and I really like them. They just go with everything. So the 355 is again same K shape as this, but it's got like the little, I believe, Seiko 5 symbol embossed all throughout on the dial. So it's like a textured dial as well, but unless you look really close, you don't notice it. So it's kind of like a really cool way to just make the white dial a little bit more fun. So that's kind of like my first pick if I was to kind of have a white dial. That takes us to the second one, which is going to be the Seiko SUR319. This is a black dial, kind of like this dress watch. Now, the other day I talked about, I've talked about this Seiko Explorer type of watch. It's nice, don't get me wrong, but I feel like if I could make a better decision or selection, it would probably be to kind of go with something a little bit more on that, I guess, dressy side. And this one that I've kind of suggested, the 319, has a little bit more of that elegance, and it doesn't have the date, but it has still the date, and I think that looks really clean. So I'd probably go more down that route if I was to think about it again. And again, like a black watch there for me, I wear a lot of like browns, creams, and like beige. It still works. It just requires a little bit more thought if I just want to wear something a little bit more different without being too out there, as opposed to a white dial watch. Now, the third pick is a fun one because I kind of stumbled across this the other day and I thought it was really cool to see. And again, these are all, I think, pretty well priced. I think you could get all 5 of these watches and you'd be spending less than 1,000 AUD. If you look around and get some of them secondhand, which is a great comment from the video I made the other day, you can probably save even more money because you just have to type up the exact reference number for the watch and you'll be able to find it on eBay or Gumtree or whatever your classifieds are. So this takes us to the third pick, which is a Seiko SUR375P. Now, the reason for this decision is it's a navy dial, but it's kind of got a little bit of that bar texture and it looks like that integrated 70s style watch. It does draw a level of homage to, say, the Patek Philippe Nautilus. Now, as a point of contention that a lot of people notice that have bought this watch, so it's a quartz, it's not automatic. So some people can be a bit annoyed with the quality control of this Seiko because it is cheap, but they notice that when the second hand moves, it doesn't quite exactly fall on the second indices. So a lot of people have found frustration with that. Some get really lucky and it's not too bad. Others, if you're really OCD, it can be they can get a little bit temperamental about it. So just kind of bear that in mind. But if you kind of wanted to have that look of kind of like that integrated bracelet and kind of not necessarily kind of want something a little bit different from a Tissot PRX, the quartz, or the automatic, this might not be a bad idea to go down because I haven't really seen anyone with this on their wrist yet. So then that takes me to pick number 4 and pick number 5. So the reason for these is I kind of, again, based on my dress, I'm kind of a little bit more elegant, refined. I'll mostly kind of wear like a suit. So I kind of need something that can kind of slip under there and falls more in that dressy category, which takes us to the it's actually technically considered a women's watch, Seiko, so to speak, but I think men can pull it off. They say women's probably just because of the size of it, but it's called the Seiko SUR319, and it's a tank. I believe it's a silver textured dial. It comes with a bracelet. You could probably upgrade the bracelet if you don't love the feel of it. Just make sure you get the right measurements. And it kind of gives you that really like Cartier tank type of vibe. It's got like the guilloche dial. It's got a bit of like texturing in it. It looks really fun. And it kind of just, if you were to put a leather band on it, it would go with a lot of things. And I think it'd be really fun. But if you kind of wanted more of that, say, Cartier Tank Louis, kind of like that gold and like leather, then pick number 5 would be more for you. It's the Seiko, there's 2 ways to go about this. There's the Seiko SUR319, which is which I think is a silver and black tank, or you go like a rose gold with a brown, which is the SUR352P. So this kind of depends on your preference. Do you lean more towards wanting a really cooler type of like tone for your metals, or do you want kind of something a little bit more not fully warm as say a gold, but say you want like a rose gold? So that's kind of where you could consider that and kind of go with those options. So these are kind of my picks in terms of looking around and not necessarily picking 5 Seiko 5s, but kind of picking some Seiko 5s and then seeing what else is in the Seiko lineup. Now, I could have probably gone beyond this and tried stuff like Citizen, Tissot, but I kind of wanted to keep this within Seiko just to kind of show the broad diversity and acknowledge the cost savings of it. You can also get say like a Casio tank, which a lot of people seem to be rocking as of late. But I kind of, again, wanted to kind of look at the watches on an individual basis and realize what I actually align with more than say what everyone else is wearing. So that's kind of what I've always kind of been about. So yeah, I kind of want this to serve as a video to kind of give you an idea about how to kind of dissect your preferences and kind of start to look at watches and form your own, a bit of a list in terms of what you'd like to start, I guess, your own watch collection, or starting to kind of have a watch on your wrist, because every man, I feel, deserves to have a nice watch and have the benefit of it being, on time. It keeps you accountable. It's a nice accessory to wear. And it's just something to be really proud of. And it's a nice conversation starter. And you'll find that if you really do like watches, you'll learn so much and you'll have really cool conversations with people. So I think it's a really nice thing to mention. So yeah, that's kind of how I want you to be able to conquer the budget, but also have a great range of watches for almost any occasion, based on how you mostly dress. So yeah, so conquer mountains, conquer life. Thank you.